Hi everyone, this is Jasmine.
This is Sarah.
This is Rebecca.
This is Janice.
And
This is Acorny podcast.
So, California is home to lavish environmental conditions that supplement the growth of many varying and different oak tree species. There are a total of 8 types of oaks that can grow to tree height. Some of these include the coast live oak, the valley oak, the blue oak, and the canyon live oak. In the Sacramento Valley, most of the trees tend to be either the interior live oak, the blue oak, or the valley oak. Species you may usually be familiar with if you've ever driven along the coast of southern or Baja California is the Engelmann oak. It is a more unique species within California's biogeography because it is a subtropical white oak that grows in the Mediterranean climate. Due to this, mesas where these trees would typically grow are being occupied by housing developments. Its population has previously seen a decline, but conservation efforts are being made to protect this beautiful rare tree. Blue oaks are another one of the most interesting species from the Quercus genus. They are named after their leaves, which have a bluish-gray tint. They are one of the few deciduous oak trees native to California. They typically inhabit the foothills surrounding the Central Valley of California. These trees were previously sought after by Native Americans as a great resource for acorns because of their great taste.
The staple food like acorns by Native Americans in California and early Europeans. Acorns are grinded into flour, boiled, roasted, or used to make acorn milk. Oak contains high tannin content and is used to help for healing in injuries. Oak contains hard dense wood which is used for building sturdy frames, doors, ships, and coffins. Cultures like the California Native Americans actively managed oak trees. They used techniques like periodic burning to manage oak density, minimize competition, and encourage an increase of acorn productions. Agribusiness for oak trees is cultivated for timber, cork, and environmental restoration. Recent threats like the oak wilt and development gave some committees like the Los Angeles Committee to enact ordinances to protect native oaks.
Oak is a keystone species which has a significant impact on California's oak woodland forests and hilly grasslands. A biodiverse array of species are reliant on them for food and shelter. Because oak trees are a big part of our California ecosystems, I invited my coworker Rupak to talk to us about his work with them. Rupak is a wildlife steward with Wildlife Heritage Foundation who has been working in the wildlife conservation field for almost 10 years now.
In terms of like habitat use for wildlife, there's a lot of different species that depend on oak habitat and oak woodlands, and so it kind of goes hand in hand where we kind of create urban spaces, and you see wildlife, you're going to see oaks as well. Acorn woodpeckers are a really big species here in California. They feed on the acorns, and then also will use the same tree to potentially store those acorns, right? So there's a lot of different uses beyond just like what the tree is doing.
Working in the conservation field with Rupak is very interesting, and there's more to it than people may think. The purpose of our work is to protect and restore habitat for its ecological value, but also for the enjoyment and use of people and communities as well. We actually have a preserve in nearby Placer County that has public access trails in oak woodland forests. Rupak will explain how people can contribute to the conservation of our oak trees.
I think the biggest thing is just being aware of what kind of projects and things that are going on. So I think more recently for me, specifically, the Coyote Creek project that's going on in southern Sacramento County kind of got a lot of attention because of it got approved, but there wasn't a lot of like oversight, it seemed like, and they were going to remove a bunch of native blue oak out there. So I think the biggest thing is being aware of what's around you. The other thing too is just like talking to other people. I mean, there's a bunch of different conservancies in the area that do like nature walks. So like Audubon Society does nature walks. I think Sac Valley Conservancy does nature walks too for that type of stuff where they show off the habitat and people get to appreciate it more. So like going on those types of things and being involved in that kind of stuff is more important.
As we wrap up today's episode, we hope you're walking away with a deeper appreciation for California's oak landscapes. From the blue oaks to the Engelmann oaks in the mesas of Southern California, these trees aren't just scenery, they're history, culture, and habitats. As we heard from Rupak today, how oak woodlands support wildlife such as woodpeckers that rely on them as a keystone species. We also learned how conservation isn't just something happening out there. It's local, it's ongoing, and it's something every one of us can take part in. Take time this week to notice the oaks around you, visit a local preserve, or look into community conservation groups that care for these woodlands.